Alright, so today I had a little bit of brain fog, brain fart, whatever you want to call it. Pretty easy problem actually on the multiple choice. But sometimes you just get into a brain fog. I get it too. I'm sure you guys get it sometimes. I catch you in it sometimes, and caught me in it today. So here's the problem that we were talking about. If you had a projectile shot straight up, let's say V naught, and it said, hey, what if you shot it at 45 degrees, so something over here, still at the same velocity but 45 degrees, it said how high would it go? And it's actually a pretty simple problem. I just was having some brain fog today. So check it out. If you look at this, it starts off with kinetic energy. Some 1/2 mv squared ends up with that potential energy mgh pretty directly. So you set the two equal to each other. Just find out how high it goes in the first place. 1/2 mv squared equals mgh. And of course, we've done this plenty of times. So mass doesn't matter. I'm looking for that h right now. So I got half v naught, square it, divided by that h. Not hg. Still got the brain fog. Yeah, so there's that. That's the height of whatever the velocity is. It'll get up to this height based upon that initial velocity. Now, if you shoot it at 45 degrees, of course, we're just looking at the vertical. So we're going to have to take the sine times v naught. So v naught, the sine of 45, even the cosine would work because it's 45 degrees. And what we know about sine of 45 degrees is that it's actually the square root of 2 over 2, right? Some pre-cal stuff. So v naught times the square root of 2 over 2 would be the velocity in the y direction. And so we've already kind of got it set up here. We would take the velocity in the y direction and plug it in. We get h. We can just as well take the velocity in the y direction and plug it in, and we would get the new h. And so let's plug it into this equation for v naught. It's actually going to be plugging in v naught square root of 2 over 2. So if you do that, you got 1/2 v naught right there is going to now be v naught times the square root of 2 over 2. And that's, let's see, got everything there. That's going to be squared, and we got the g down here too. So now we need to look at this. We got 1/2 v squared over g, and that's going to be right there. So if we square the parentheses, or what's inside of it, you get 1 over 2g. The v naught's going to come out squared. The square root of 2 is going to come out to 2, and the 2 on the bottom is going to turn into a 4. So if you look at this, we got a 2 on top, we got a 2 on the bottom. So in the end, those two cancel out. And so we got v naught squared over 4g. So you might be thinking, okay, so that is supposed to be our new h. How does that compare with this one? Well, the new h is going to be a fourth of the stuff, and this one's going to be a half of the stuff right there. So comparatively speaking, h prime, our new h, would just be that half of the original height if we shot it straight up. So h prime is equal to h if we simply divide it by 2. And that's that multiple choice problem. So not that bad. Again, just end of the day stuff. I'm getting a little foggy, needing some coffee. Alright, I'm going to post this, send it out to you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Or the next day. Or the next day. Alright, good night.